Yo, how's it going? As you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be a story time. It's going to be a story time where I smoked a little bit of, green just before I went to college. Literally just before as well, it was like 20 minutes before. It was a good day. There's going to be a part 2 to this video, because I have the first bit before college, and then I have after college. Shit goes crazy after college, and that's going to be the next video. Okay, shit's mad. To the story. First time smoking before college. I wake up about 11ish. Yeah, about 11ish. I forgot to set an alarm on my phone. I usually wake up earlier than that whenever I have to go to college, but I only have college at once. So you win some, you lose some. I do the usual, get in the shower, brush my teeth, get changed, and I go downstairs and I make myself a solid breakfast. What was it? Oh, what did I have? It was cereal. I had Cocoa Pops and Rice Krispies, that was it. I go into the kitchen, make the stuff, and I walk back out, and as you walk out of the kitchen you go into the dining room. And when I say a dining room, it's the most pointless dining room ever. I mean, it's basically my dad's office, but we have this dining room that we only ever use at Christmas, and we only ever use it for one meal. Like that is it, the one meal at Christmas, and we never ever use the table for anything else unless you just putting stuff on it. It's so useless. But in the corner of the dining room there's like a desk and a chair, and this is basically my dad's office because he wanted one, but my mum said no. And on this desk he has a PC, the usual mouse, keyboard, but he has a 3D printer, which is quite cool, and he has some other shit. And just in front of this 3D printer he has on his desk was his grinder, and this grinder started everything for me. I grab the grinder, I open it up, check if there's any weed in it. Nah. Then when I put it back down, I notice a little tray at the bottom of the 3D printer. I open up this tray, start scummaging around, and there it is, the holy grail of skunk, the most dense crystallized weed I've ever seen. And this is one of the first times me smoking as well, like one of the first times. This shit got me hard. It was so dense, it felt like a brick. You could throw it at someone's head and it would kill them. I'd never seen anything like this before. I FaceTime my buddy, I'm like, bro, I've got something, we need to meet early. Like, fuck yeah bro, let's meet early, yeah, let's go. I pack all my stuff in my bag, I'm all excited, I'm like, make sure I've got everything, put my dad's grinder in there, I rob some cigarette papers so then we can roll it. I stole some of my dad's baccy, because in the UK we mix baccy and weed. I put all my stuff in my bag, I put my boots, because I'm doing construction, and I go down this alley by me, walk all the way down, and this alley is infamous for breaking the boys' bones. Like, it breaks bones every year, I swear. It's not even steep, it's just really annoying because there's so many just jagged little holes and stuff like that. You just trip, so annoying. But you go all the way down, you turn right, and there's like this little drive thing, and you walk down this road and you go through the fence, and then there's a long white path with trees to the left and trees to the right, and that's it. If you carry on going, the trees kind of open up and there's a massive lake and there's beautiful swans and shit in there. Right before you go into the white path, like actually onto the path, there's a little forest naturey bit. Actually kind of leads from my house to my buddy's house, so we always meet here. And you walk down a little bit, and there's like this little cliff and a tree that's fallen over. So you go down it, you go to the tree, we're sat on the tree, and I'm like, bro, look at this. I show him the dense ass weed. He's like, what the hell? What? What's the name? I'm like, it's called Citrus Bomb. And when I tell you that this tasted like fruit, I mean it tasted like fruit. It tasted like summer fruits. It's tasted absolutely incredible. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just amazing. And I had this raspberry Pepsi Max, I remember this, because every time I took a drag and blew it out, I'd always have a swig of the raspberry Pepsi, because whenever it would swirl in my mouth, it would like I don't know, it would cause a mixture of fucking tastes. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was so stoned. I was so stoned. Fucking fire shit. Down to sniff it, he smells it. It's like, bro, so good. We grind some, and when we grind it, I didn't even know why I said some. We grinded it all, like there was none left. Opened it up, and it's covered the entire bottom of the grinder. We split in half. I have a little bit more than he does. We're rolling with a cigarette paper and a crappy roach that we just made because we still don't know how to roll properly. It's like one of the worst rolls, but at the time, such a good roll. Like it was really bad, but I'm glad it toked. If it smokes, it tokes. I'm so glad it did, because we're there smoking. He's telling him about my morning. He's telling me about his morning. Just having a usual chat. And this is one of the first times that we smoke weed as well. And we're thinking we're experts. Like, yeah, we've done this like 5 times. We're cool. We know how to do this. Nah. This shit was different. Like, I had a minor psychedelic experience, I swear. At the end of the joint, and everything is just moving. It's like I could feel the earth moving below my feet, but I wasn't dizzy. If that makes any sense, I wasn't dizzy, but I could feel the earth moving. And I couldn't stand up whatsoever. This was a big part of why I could not stand up. My legs just didn't want to move on me. I was constantly trying to stand up, but they just wouldn't. They just wouldn't work. And my buddy goes on his phone. He's like, bro, it's 1:10. I'm like, fuck. We have 20 minutes to get to college, and it takes like 25 minutes from where we are. Like, shit. And I still can't stand. And he doesn't know at this point that I can't stand. And he grabs me by the arm and says, come on, pulls me. And if you ever had one of them things where you just lose iron, or if you have an iron deficiency, it just, everything goes black, and then slowly your vision comes back. That's exactly what. And he's like, bro, are you good? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm set. We start walking towards college. We walk back from where I came, and then we start the white path. And this is where I swear I had a minor psychedelic experience on weed. I actually swore I did, but I don't know because I've never done psychedelics. So don't quote me on this. Don't do anything. Don't mug me off. Actually, I mean, go for it if you want. But I swear I had a minor psychedelic experience. It was at the start of the path. We start walking. Everything's, chill and normal. I'm like, yo, bro, put some music on. Put some Logic on. If you've ever heard the song Midnight by Logic. Oh, such a good song. And Yuck. They were 2 songs I remember that day. Those songs hard when he's stoned. But yeah, he was playing them. Walking down, loving life. And we get a little bit further down, and all of a sudden the sides are just moving and warping backwards. Like, whatever I'd look at would stay stationary, but everything to the side would like warp backwards. If you've ever had tunnel vision or anything like that, where you just focus and everything else around it goes black, picture that, but everything that's usually around it black, it's warping backwards. I feel like I'm jolting forwards. I don't know what the shit's happening. I keep looking down. I'm like, is the earth gonna slow down? Because I thought that the earth was spinning fast, like fast as fuck. I can feel the earth spinning, but it felt so hard to comprehend. It was like it was all a dream. It was like I've drawn it as though I've animated it, and everything did not seem real, but I knew it was. And we finally get to to the electric pole. And this is how you know you're about halfway through, is this electric pole. That's the only way you know you're about halfway through, is this electric pole. Get to the electric pole. We look back at our phone, and it's only been 5 minutes. So we're in the clear. We can get to college. But that 5 minutes, let me tell you now, felt like hours. It felt like 2 hours of me walking. It felt 2 hours of things warping. 2 hours of me looking up at the sky. Walk a little bit further to the lake, and there's these family of swans. There's a family of ducks, sorry. There was a family of ducks just swim across. We carry on walking to college because we need to get to college. Like we're most likely going to be late. Our tutor doesn't really care, but it was one of our first days as well, so we were shitting ourselves, Lukey. And then get to the canal, and once you walk up this canal, you can basically get wherever you want in my town, just by walking down it. And when we finally get into the actual town, we have like 5 minutes to spare, so we go to Greg's. I get myself steak, bacon, a Capris, and oh, it's beautiful. And we sit down, and we're both still high as fuck. Like we are stony, baloney. And he was telling me about his experience walking down that white path, and he was going through shit himself, to be fair. He didn't want to say anything, but like whatever the fuck he was going through was nothing like what I was going through. Like he he was just so high that he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then we get into college and we meet our two buddies. We talk to him about our experience. We go into college and we're worried now because we are so fucking high. Like that high was just sensational to me. Back in college, high as fuck, but our main teacher isn't in. I'm thinking, thank God. So we're just doing work that we did last week, but I'd already completed all of it. So for the first 2 hours, I was doing nothing. So when I was coming down from my high after the first hour and a half, it was so boring. For the half an hour, it was taking forever. It was awful, so boring. And then things started to get back up towards the second half an hour. You know, he gave us some wood. We could make whatever we wanted because we'd basically finished. I made a little wooden knife, a little wooden knife. It's cool. It's really cool. It's not the best I made, but I mean, for the first thing I did, it was pretty cool. And I remember my friend accidentally chiseled himself. One of the buddies I was speaking to, he was chiseling, and it slipped and it cut his hand. And one of the teachers showed absolute zero sympathy. Like, he did not give a fuck. He was like one of them primary school teachers that had just like run under some cold water and then put a wet paper towel on it. Like that's exactly what he said as well. He was like a primary school teacher. It was crazy. Like the amount of blood that was pouring out of his hand, it was all over the floor. They just didn't give one. It was crazy. But I will never forget that day. The day I got so high before college that I was tripping balls. Tripping absolute balls. There is going to be a part 2 for this, because a load of shit happens after this as well, but later on during the day, after college. Sure, you're going to love that video. That's going to come out next week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay high, stay lifted, and enjoy your weekend. Peace.